If you've been watching my channel recently, it's been a lot of 2023 Toyota Sequoia content, and I hope you guys enjoy it because that's not about to change for a while. Toyota USA sent me the capstone model of the Sequoia, and I've been covering that in depth. I recently exchanged it for this TRD Pro model, and this is what you're gonna be seeing on the channel for a while now. The Sequoia is all new for 2023. You've got a brand new third generation after a 15-year model run of the outgoing second generation. This new model is available in 5 different trim packages, starting off with the base SR5 model. Then we've got the Limited, the Platinum, the TRD Pro model, and the Capstone model. The TRD Pro is really kind of the halo model of the lineup. It's the model that I get most excited about as a Toyota enthusiast. It's obviously very bold, in your face. It's the most off-road focused. And if I had enough money, I would definitely buy one of these. This specific TRD Pro model is in the Solar Octane Orange. It is a really cool color, not only on camera, but in person. It really stands out. It's incredibly bright, and it really gives this vehicle quite a bit of character. I love the design of this new Sequoia. I think it's absolutely beautiful all the way around. It's got a very modern upscale look to it with some really clean lines. And yet at the same time, it still looks like a truck. It's got a very muscular appearance to it. It's very bold and aggressive and a very athletic stance. It's also pretty cool that this TRD Pro model can look so different than the Capstone model that I had before. Both beautiful in their own ways, with the Capstone being more kind of elegant looking and this being more just sporty looking. And it's cool that with those different trim levels, you can really personalize the Sequoia to your own preferences. Now there are, again, a number of aesthetic differences that separate the TRD Pro from the rest of the lineup. Starting up here at the front, we've got these accent pieces up here on the hood with the TRD Pro lettering. They don't serve any functional purpose, but they look kind of cool. They make the truck look more muscular, more powerful, even though it's got the same engine as the rest of the Sequoia lineup. We also get unique fender flares. They look black on camera, but they've got kind of an etched camel look to them that's kind of cool. We get the marker lights that are integrated on both of these front fender flares, and then we get the premium LED headlights with LED daytime running lights and sequential blinkers. We also get the Heritage grille with the Toyota lettering, the Raptor lights, and then we've got the LED light bar down below that. We've also got a camera for the 360 camera system. And then down below, we've got a black bumper. It's got parking sensors that are integrated, and we also have fog lights. The TRD Pro model comes with 2.5-inch Fox shocks that are more off-road focused and give the vehicle a little bit more height. Your standard Sequoia offers 8.6 inches of ground clearance, while the TRD Pro model offers 9.1. The TRD Pro also has a unique front stabilizer bar and skid plate. And then we've got a number of aesthetic differences here as well. Your SR5 Limited and Capstone models of the Sequoia have a lot of chrome accents. On the TRD Pro, they stick to body colored and black accents. So our door handles are body colored. And then along the bottom of the window compartment here, this little trim piece is black. Our side rails are black. Our mirrors are also black. This specific TRD Pro has the optional tow mirrors. And then again, our fender flares are also black, but unique to the TRD Pro because they've also got that etched camel look to them. We also get a unique set of wheels on the TRD Pro. These are an 18-inch BBS wheel, and then a set of 33-inch Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires. Actually a pretty decent tire. Also worth noting that this TRD Pro model has the optional roof basket up top, and then we also get the optional TRD running boards. We also see a few unique treatments at the rear end of the TRD Pro. We've got these marker lights integrated into the fender flares just like we saw at the front. And then unlike your SR5 Limited and Capstone Sequoias, rather than getting a bunch of chrome accents back here, they're largely black. Surprisingly, they did go with chrome on the Toyota emblem, and it's also got some blue highlights to indicate that this is a hybrid. But this strip between the taillights is black, the Sequoia lettering is black, and our lower bumper is also black. We do get a few parking sensors integrated into the bumper down here, and then we've got the TRD Pro dual exhaust, which sounds a lot better than your standard exhaust. Now, unfortunately, the third generation Sequoia loses one of the most iconic features of both the first and second generation Sequoias, and that's the roll down rear window. Instead, we've got a button here and you can flip up the glass, but it definitely loses its cool factor. You can't really drive around with this open, so it's not going to be able to cool the vehicle, and dog owners will probably also be disappointed by that. We do have an electronic rear hatch. You can either pull a lever down here on the bottom, or if you've got the key in your pocket, you can kick your foot underneath the vehicle and it will automatically open. All new Sequoias have the same powertrain. It's a 3.4 liter twin turbo 6-cylinder hybrid paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's got a very impressive 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 time is going to be just under 6 seconds. Max tow capacity of 9,520 pounds, and it's got an EPA rating of 19 miles per gallon in the city and 22 miles per gallon on the highway, although real world fuel numbers that I've been seeing are definitely a little bit less than that. The other thing that's great about the TRD Pro model is that you get some additional off-road capability. It's got Toyota's multi-terrain select system with 4 different traction modes for both 4-high and 4-low, so it's going to improve traction capabilities in various driving situations. You also get crawl control, hill descent control, and most importantly, an electronic locking rear differential. Looking inside, we've got a really nice interior design, very modern and upscale. It's the same general look and layout across the Sequoia lineup as well as the new Tundra, but we do get a number of TRD Pro specific touches. One of those is the TRD Pro lettering embossed on the seat backs. We get this cool camo seat design with the red stitching. Driver and front passenger seat are full power with lumbar support, and they're also both heated and ventilated. We get power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. JBL premium audio system. We also get TRD Pro specific floor mats. Our steering wheel has a unique design with the TRD lettering on the bottom and a little red strip on the top like the Ford Raptor. Nice large infotainment screen, and this model is equipped with a standard sunroof. They also offer it with a panoramic sunroof. I was actually surprised to see that that wasn't a standard feature on the TRD Pro. Now we do have a smart key with automatic unlocking and locking, and we get the red TRD push button start. We also get the stainless steel covers on our brake and gas pedal down below. Over here on the left, we've got control for our LED light on the rear hatch. We got high beam, automatic high beam, so you can turn those on and off. This is to open up the fuel door, dimmer switch for the instrument cluster, odometer and trip information here. We do have automatic braking, so you can turn that off with this button. The LED light bar in the grille. We got a heated steering wheel. There's an inverter control for power outlet in the passenger area as well as the rear cargo area. And then again, we've got the optional tow mirrors, and so this is a little light indicator and the automatic operation to push those out and pull them back in. Give you a quick demonstration of that. If we open up our window, here's also a quick look at those tow mirrors. You'll see they've got 2 glass pieces to give you different views, so it really increases that visibility. And we've got our camera down below here for the 360 camera system. This is our little light indicator, so if I push that little light button, it turns that on and off. And then the other button automatically deploys the mirrors. And then we can push it again to retract them back in. You'll see on our steering wheel that we've got controls over here on this side for audio and for Bluetooth, as well as some vehicle settings. So we've got a little menu over here on this side that you can toggle through some of those various modes. Over here on this side, we've got our adaptive cruise control, we've got lane departure, and then we've also got some more controls for our audio system. Quick look at our instrument cluster, which is digital. We've got our speedometer there in the middle, and then to the right of that, we've got our turbo boost, and to the right of that, battery indicator for the hybrid system. We've got our trailer brake controller below the ignition switch, and then our nice massive infotainment screen here. Unfortunately, this system, while the screen looks really great, it's got nice color to it, it's massive, and it's certainly kind of the focal point of this dash, it's not the most functional system. We get a lot of error screens like this. Even on my Tundra, I had to constantly enter my PIN and it would forget it and I have to re-enter it. But what I really don't like about it is currently we're on navigation, that's all that you see. You go to audio, and that's all you see is audio. We go to Bluetooth, that's all that you see. So it's not a very functional system in the sense that it's not giving you like little pockets of information on this massive screen. It could be giving you all of that at a single time. So I think that's definitely disappointing. It's not a very efficient use of the massive screen. Below that though, we've got our volume control, which is nice, and the climate control is a really nice functional layout. It's tri-zone with driver side control, passenger side control, and then rear control as well. As I mentioned, we've got heated and ventilated seats for the driver and passenger side, and then we've got the rest of our climate control buttons there. Trailer mode here. We do have a 360-degree camera system, so if I push that, it brings us to this 360 view of the Sequoia sitting on some massive rims, and it's a low rider. It also thinks it's red now instead of orange. If we push this button here, it brings us down to ground level. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the vehicle on actually, and if I put it in reverse, this is automatically going to go to our rear view, and then we got the 360 view. It's got the parking sensors front and rear. They're going to let you know when you get close to things, but then as you turn the steering wheel, it also shows you your path of travel. We've got a number of camera views that we can toggle through as well. So we can go to front view, we can go to our mirrors looking forward, mirrors looking backward, and because this is the TRD Pro model, we also get the multi-terrain monitor mode. So if we push this right here, it gives us inclinometer, splits the screen into 3 views. So now we're looking backward at the mirrors looking backward as well as the rear camera. Likewise, front view, we've now got the front of the vehicle and then front tires. So some nice functionality there. And then the other thing is once I start moving, this little black portion of the screen is actually going to show you the path of travel under the vehicle. So if there's rocks or logs or something that you need to navigate, it's going to help you with that. So this is a really cool system for sure. We've also got a button here to turn traction control off. We got our hazard lights, and then this is the switch for the electronic locking rear differential. We've got our electronic parking brake here. We've also got a brake hold, so if you're sitting at like a stoplight and you have that activated, you can take your foot off the brake once you're stopped and the vehicle will stay stopped until you accelerate, so that's kind of nice. Gear shifter, once again, TRD specific with the red stripe. Here we got wireless charging for your cell phone. We got this little cover that opens up, and we've got cup holders down below that. Electronic control of our four-wheel drive system with both a high and a low range option. And we've got this rotary knob, and around it you can see we've got various controls. So currently it's on drive mode, and then if we turn this rotary knob on the instrument cluster, you'll see it'll go through our 3 different drive modes: sport, normal, and eco. We've also got the tow haul mode, so if we're in that mode, we can scroll through some of our various settings here. So we got tow and tow plus, changes some of the vehicle settings. We've also got our multi-terrain select to again go through 4 different traction modes for both 4 high and 4 different modes for 4 low. And then we've got our hill descent control and crawl control button right here. And again, this rotary knob interfaces with the instrument cluster for all of those settings. Got a nice large armrest here in the middle. We got this little pass-through compartment so you can leave your arm on here as you're grabbing something out of the middle. We've also got a little hatch that opens right here, 2 cup holders behind that, and we've got a button on either side here to open up the center console, and it's nice and spacious inside with a few little dividers, coin storage. We've got USB and USB-C outlet as well. Up here, we've got a little built-in camera, and then we've got a smart mirror. If you toggle that there, it goes to a camera that's in the rear window, giving you that rear view, which is a really nice feature. You can also program up to 3 garage door openers. We got storage for sunglasses right here, electronic control of the rear hatch, controls for the sunroof. It either slides or tilts. And then we've also got cabin light controls right there, and then our SOS button if you subscribe to that service. Looking into our center row, you'll see that we've got captain's chairs on both sides. Really nice, comfortable seats. You can see they've got the armrests that are built in right here. This little red strap here is for reclining the seats forward and backward. We got some cup holder space built in, some other storage space. Center console again has some cup holders, some air vents, and then we've got control of our climate control for the rear of the vehicle. USB, USB-C outlet, and then I mentioned we've got that inverter with a couple power outlets. This is one of those outlets. And then to access the third row, you can either climb through the middle, or we've got this lever right here that pulls that up out of way. And then we've got our third row seat here. It's got some cup holders, some more storage space. You will see we've got a little control switch right here. That's to recline the seat forward and backward electronically. And then we've got another button right here that you can use to fold the seats down. We've also got this little lever right here that you can use to slide the seat forward and backward to adjust your legroom. Of course, it's also going to affect your rear cargo space, so you can push that again to bring that seat back up. And then we can drop this seat down easily as well. Coming back to the third row, you'll see that our seats are currently slid all the way forward. So this is kind of your maximum cargo space when those third row seats are in use. Legroom is going to be very tight when you have the seats positioned as such. So you can pull them back to increase that legroom, but then your cargo space is restricted quite a bit as well. We've also got electronic control here to drop down these seats. Unfortunately, the third generation model of the Sequoia has got a solid rear axle, and so because of that, it's kind of pushing up into the cabin area, and it does take away from your rear cargo area. For comparison, the second generation Sequoia had 120 cubic feet of storage space when these seats are down. This third generation model has 87, which is only 3 cubic feet more than what you're going to get in a Highlander. So that's definitely one downside of this model. And then likewise, they don't fold down flat into the floor. So definitely some trade-offs here in terms of getting that solid rear axle. We've got this little tray here that you can move up to these various levels. So you can move it up to this level here to get you kind of a flat area if you need to load things in. But again, you're gonna have to lift them up quite a bit higher to get them in. And then we've got these little separators below that for storing various cargo. Another thing to show you real quick back here is we do have another one of those power outlets that's controlled with that inverter. And then again, we can push these buttons here to bring our seat backs up again. And then to control our rear hatch, we've got a button here that we can use to drop it down. Or again, you can use your foot down below that bumper. Despite being an off-road focused vehicle, the TRD Pro Sequoia is still very nice to drive. It's incredibly comfortable, it's got great handling, and really good overall ride quality. One thing that's definitely a downside of the Sequoia is that fuel efficiency isn't all that impressive. It is rated at a pretty respectable 19 miles per gallon in the city and 22 miles per gallon on the highway, but my experience in general has been that it's lower than that. I made a video with the Capstone Sequoia kind of highlighting the fuel efficiency. I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner if you want to check that out and hear a little bit more about my logic. But in general, I was seeing about 15 miles per gallon in the city and 20 miles per gallon on the highway. Now I did take a trip from here in Central Oregon to Portland and back, taking the Capstone there, bringing the TRD Pro back, and I was able to do a little bit of hypermiling and get a little bit better fuel efficiency. Was able to get pretty close to about 24 miles per gallon going over to Portland, but I'm dropping quite a bit in elevation. And then coming back up, I was getting about 17 and a half. So still nothing to be too excited about, but for a vehicle of this size with this much power, it's not that terrible either. Now, a lot of people are dismayed by Toyota's decision to go away from the 5.7 liter V8, but should you be? Yes, this is a 3.4 liter 6-cylinder, but it's also a twin turbo with that hybrid powertrain. And as a result, you get more horsepower, more torque, higher tow capacity, and it's quicker than the 5.7. But beyond that, it's also a lot more fun to drive. Make a little turn here and head up the hill, let you hear what it sounds like. It's so quick. So much power. It also sounds really good. Part of that is fake because with the JBL audio system, they actually pipe a little bit of fake audio into the cabin, so it's not entirely real, but I actually had a 2022 Tundra with the same artificial audio, and I can tell you this sounds better. And the reason for that is you're getting the artificial audio, but then again, we've got that TRD Pro exhaust. So you're getting the combination of the two, and it sounds absolutely awesome. Now, I previously had a 2022 Tundra in the limited trim configuration, and I was really excited to test out this TRD Pro and see how the TRD Pro compared with the limited in terms of features and just the overall aesthetic inside. And I've got to say that the TRD Pro is actually a little bit underwhelming. There's a few things that I really like about it. There's a few things that I don't. But in general, they're pretty similar, and I just don't know that for the price difference that you're paying for the TRD Pro, if the interior here really does it justice over the lower priced limited model. One thing I don't love about this specific Sequoia is the optional tow mirrors. They're just too big, too bulky, and they're too much of a blind spot. I found that many times when I'm making a turn, I'm not quite comfortable because I'm not sure if there's a vehicle in my blind spot. And so I definitely would not personally go with these tow mirrors. If you're doing a lot of towing, then maybe the advantage would be there. But in my opinion, they're too big and bulky, and the standard mirrors still have really great visibility. One thing that's been really interesting about driving the Sequoia is playing with the hybrid system and seeing when I can get it to engage or not. I've found that it's definitely affected by colder temperatures as well as use of the climate control system. And that's not too surprising to me because I've got an electric vehicle, and I've seen that likewise when I use the climate control in that, there's a huge impact on your range, as well as cold temperatures having a really significant impact on range. And so no different with the Sequoia. When I'm driving with the heat on and the heated seats and the heated steering wheel, that hybrid system really only engages when I'm at a complete stop or maybe driving at really low speeds. But when all of that is off, the system is a lot more willing to engage even at those highway speeds. And so I think that with all of that off, you could really kind of bump up those MPGs if you wanted to. I've got nothing but good things to say about driving the Sequoia TRD Pro. Despite being an off-road focused vehicle, it's got very good on-road driving mannerisms. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's got good handling, it's incredibly quick, it's powerful, it's got a high tow capacity, decent fuel efficiency for its size and for the amount of power that it's got. And then of course this cabin is just awesome. It's got a great design, it looks really cool, it's very functional, it's got a lot of great luxury and tech features, it's very comfortable, and it's got room for the whole family. Well, as you can see, the snow's really coming down now, so it's probably a good time to end today's video. And I'll end it by saying that I absolutely love this vehicle. I think it is incredible in just about every capacity. I love the exterior design. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, very modern and upscale, and yet it also looks really truck-like, very tough looking. I love the unique touches that you get with the TRD Pro trim package. Inside, likewise, an incredible interior design. It's very modern, very upscale, but also very functional. It's got a lot of great luxury and tech features. It's very spacious. And what's really cool about this vehicle is that not only is it very capable off-road, but it's still nice to drive for those day-to-day drives. It's got great handling characteristics. It's got a ton of power. It's very quick. It's got plenty of tow capacity. And the fuel efficiency is actually pretty decent too with that hybrid technology. So that's a look at the all-new 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Love to hear what you guys think in the comment section below. And for more videos of the all-new Sequoia, be sure to subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.